I've seen a few reaction videos here on YouTube of Blazing Saddles, with some of the references understandably confusing some of the younger viewers. Here's my handy guide.
He rode a blazing saddle.
We begin with the theme song over the opening credits, sung by Frankie Laine. Laine had had a series of Western-themed hits in the late 50s, the best known being Rawhide. This song became the theme of a television show of the same name, starring a little-known actor called Clint Eastwood. Harvey Korman would have been known to 1974 audiences as part of the cast of the Carol Burnett television show.
That gown is gorgeous.
Thank you. I saw it in the window and I just couldn't resist it.
One of the movie's co-stars is Slim Pickens. Pickens may be best known now for his atomic bomb-riding finale in Dr. Strangelove. We open in 1874, 10 years after the end of the Civil War, where a railway is being built in an unspecified state by Chinese and African American workers. Goaded by the evil foreman,
come on, how about a good old nigger work song?
Our hero and gang sing I Get a Kick Out of You.
I get no kick from champagne.
The song was written in 1934 by Cole Porter for the Broadway musical Anything Goes. The song Anything Goes may be known to you from this rather unusual rendition.
Anything goes.
Unimpressed with this, the foreman and company respond with,
Hold it! What the hell is that shit?
Swing low, Jerry, and better.
Decamp Town ladies sing this song, doo-dah, doo-dah.
Originally known as DeCamp Town Races, it was written in 1850 by Stephen Foster. It was part of the minstrel tradition, begun by white people in the 19th century, as a way to reinterpret black music. This style of show remained popular well into the 20th century. The festivities are broken up by Slim Pickens.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
This is referring to a popular American sports program, which ran from 1961 to 1997 on the ABC network.
And the agony of defeat.
We are now introduced to our lead villain, Hedley Lamar. This is a play on the name of classic-era Hollywood star Hedy Lamarr. At the time of Blazing Saddles' release, she would have probably been best known for her appearance as Delilah in 1949's Samson and Delilah, directed by Cecil B. DeMille. In recent years, her contributions as an inventor have been recognized. Inventions that were stepping stones to Wi-Fi, GPS, and Bluetooth.
Thank you, Hetty, thank you.
It's not Hetty, it's Hedley Lamarr.
The hell are you worried about? This is 1874. You'll be able to sue her.
Now, in fact, Hedy Lamarr did sue Mel Brooks for $10 million, and they settled for an undisclosed amount. Speaking of Cecil B. DeMille, he is referenced later.
I must have killed more men than Cecil B. DeMille.
DeMille's film career ran from 1913 to 1956, ending with his last film, The Ten Commandments.
Ladies and gentlemen, young and old.
He was one of the top silent movie directors, instrumental in launching the career of Gloria Swanson, showing up in Hollywood Boulevard playing himself against Swanson in 1950.
Norma, I'm in the middle of a rehearsal.
The reference here is to the silent era's notorious disregard of the health and safety of extras, who were sometimes seen as a dime a dozen.
Noah's Ark, a motion picture you'll always remember.
The evil plotting is interrupted by the sound of hangings outside.
This one is a doozy.
Yes, the Dr. Gillespie killings.
Dr. Gillespie was a character in the popular Dr. Kildare films from the 30s and 40s.
Can I walk?
Later, a television series starring Richard Chamberlain, which ran from 1961 to 1966 on NBC. Meanwhile, in Rock Ridge, everyone is named Johnson. The Howard Johnson's chain of restaurants began in 1925, and by the 60s and 70s were ubiquitous. The chain opposed the 1954 Supreme Court desegregation decision in the United States, finally relenting in 1962. One of the townsfolk in the meeting,
Cutter, I think we're all indebted to Gabby Johnson,
is a reference to Gabby Hayes, a well-known character actor in westerns in the 30s and 40s.
Well, howdy, buckaroos. This your old pal Gabby Hayes, coming at you with another one of them rip-roaring western yarns.
Well, the new sheriff of Rock Ridge is on his way to the accompaniment of the Count Basie Orchestra. Basie's career began in the 1920s in Kansas City, and he went on to be one of the most popular musicians of the swing era, and he continued performing into the 1980s.
It is my privilege to extend to you a laurel and hearty handshake.
This is a reference to Laurel and Hardy, one of the top comedy acts of the silent and early sound eras. Another character from the 30s, Stepin Fetchit, is the voice the sheriff is doing to fool the townsfolk.
Hey, cut them monkey shine. Hey, Dusty, you done forgot the jug. The jug here.
Oh, baby, you are so talented, and they are so dumb.
Well, the villain unleashes hell upon Rock Ridge in the form of Mongo.
Mongo! Santa Maria!
The internet says the yes-no is what truckers used to put on the back of their rigs to tell drivers behind which side was safe to pass on. Who am I to doubt the internet? The sheriff uses a patented Bugs Bunny technique to subdue Mongo, and as this is a Warner Brothers movie, copyright would not have been an issue.
Candygram for Mongo. Candygram for Mongo.
Mongo.
Sign, please. Thank you.
Having failed with the beast, Hedley now tries with beauty in the form of Lily von Stoop. Her name is a variation on the Yiddish word Stoop, meaning
Oh, yes.
Oh, no.
Boomsen.
Mel Brooks has a long and well-earned tradition of making fun of anything Germanic. In this scene, Star Trek fans will be on the lookout for a bad-tempered Gorn. Among the villains recruited by Hedley to attack Rock Ridge are what appear to be Arab warriors. The energy crisis and OPEC oil embargo were ongoing at the time of this film's release, hence their inclusion.
Here's your badge.
Badges? We don't need no stinking badges.
Taken from the 1948 movie The Treasure of the Sierra Madre.
We ain't got no badges. We don't need no badges. I don't have to show you any stinking badges.
And now, for my next impression, Jesse Owens.
Jesse Owens was an American athlete who won 4 gold medals at the 1936 Berlin Olympics, thus humiliating Hitler and the Nazis. It is always good to humiliate Nazis. Well, as you know, the movie ends with a jump to present day and a soundstage on the Warner Brothers lot, where a Busby Berkeley-style musical is being shot. Berkeley became famous in the 1930s for his elaborately staged musical numbers and unusual camera angles. This was not the first time Mel Brooks tipped his hat to him, nor the last. We end with a scene much like the end of 1960's The Magnificent Seven.
Where are you headed, cowboy?
Where are you headed?
Nowhere special.
I'm drifting south, more or less. You?
Nowhere special.
Riding off into the sunset. As shall I.